This video is a long time overdue. My name is Mrs. Sherrie Wilkins. I'm a 5th grade teacher at Denbo Elementary School. I am going to do a classroom tour, mainly for those people who gave me things from my Amazon wish list. I want you to see how I'm using them. So let's get to it. So this is my classroom door. I decided to decorate it because I'm super duper proud of myself that I earned the Burlington County Teacher of the Year. So if you're interested in what the County Teacher of the Year program is, that's for another video. So it says, "No fear, the Burlington County Teacher of the Year teaches here." So let's go on in. And that's my little cutie, my little girl, Ayla. So as soon as you walk in, let's do a pan. Really fast, but it's all good. So as soon as you walk into my room, of course the Twitter chart's on the door. It gets kind of disheveled, to be completely honest, because they're running out at the end of the day trying to get home. But if you're interested in the Twitter chart, email me and I'll send you those cutouts. This is my reading nook. These pillowcases were on my Amazon wish list. My dad brought me a lot of them, so thank you, Dad. So they are adorning my nook. And this year I really wanted to do things that were easy to be washed. So I took my pillows, and of course they're cleaned, and I put them in covers because now it's easy for me to take the cover off, wash the cover, and wash the pillow more frequently than before if it was just a blank pillow. So Dad, thank you so much. So this is where my students will sit and use this corner just to read, or for partner work, or for group activities. So here is my little communication board where we write down important things or memos to go home to parents, school calendar, and all that good stuff. I'm sure every teacher has one of these no-name papers. So there's a stack of papers here, and if you're in my class, check the no-name pile because no name equals no grade. Okay. This year I'm starting something a little bit differently. I think I'm going to kick it off next week. I have a poetry corner. I'm actually a published poet. If you go to my website, SherrieYvette.com, you can find some info there. But I'm going to do a poetry corner for those people who love to write poetry like me, and we're going to hang it in this corner. And I do plan to bring in a microphone and to kick off open mic days to share poetry, which is a lot of fun if you never do open mics in your classroom. So in my room there is flexible seating. Kids can decide to sit down low, as you see here. These are just standard desks, and I had the custodian take the legs off the desk and to lower them so that students are able to sit low down to the floor if they want to. I did the same thing with a little table here. Again, I had the custodian very politely asked him to take the legs off the table, and then there's really, really old tennis balls because that's just what I had. I really could not spend as much money as I wanted to this year on the classroom, so I really appreciated those people who gave me things. This was another piece from my Amazon wish list. It's actually carpet squares. You can take them apart and put them together in different arrangements, determining on, or the deciding factor would be what it is you're using them for. Inside of the desk, there's a pillow for the student to pull out and sit down if they want to sit down low. These pillows actually were in very good condition. I got them from the Facebook Marketplace for free. So thank you to all my Facebook Marketplace people who gave me things for free. My students use them every single day, and I really appreciate you for contributing to my classroom. This is a bookshelf. I got that bookshelf from the Facebook Marketplace, and it's holding our buckets. And for those of you who aren't familiar with buckets, you can actually read this book here. It's called Have You Filled a Bucket Today? And that's a school-wide initiative we do here at Alexander Denbo School in Pemberton. So that shelf from the Facebook Marketplace actually houses my buckets and other things that I need throughout the day. So up front here I have my noodle jar. I've been doing this ever since I started teaching over 10 years ago. The students decide on something they want to work towards, and they have to fill the jar with noodles. Why noodles? Because they're cheap. Some teachers do marbles, some teachers do other things. I just do noodles because they're very inexpensive. And you can have hundreds of them for like 99 cents. So my class is deciding to work together towards making a big bucket of slime. We know children are obsessed with slime. So that's what they're working towards. So up there is my word wall. I just use scrapbook paper that I found in my closet just to make it colorful. Somebody walked in my room and said, "Man, your room is colorful." I'm feeling the whole colorful thing. I'm obsessed with streamers. So I made this streamer. It's super duper easy to make and brings color into my classroom. You just lay the tape out. I'm not gonna tell you. You can go on YouTube, look on my Pinterest, Sherrie, Yvette. I pinned tons of links on how to do these streamers here. So those are hanging up top. Over here is my Writer's Workshop Center, or area where I keep a lot of things there. Writer's Workshop folders. If you're interested in knowing how I run the Writer's Workshop, just comment in this comment section. Inside this bin, I keep a lot of peer editing checklists for when it's time to have a peer overlook their work. They can choose the checklist that they want to. And how did I get an abundance of pens? My friend works for a bank and they were gonna throw them out. I said, no, give them to me. So I love free, if you haven't already noticed. So there's my organization of all of my math manipulatives and all that good stuff. When people come into the room, they often ask, where do your kids sit? Where do they store their things? So you'll notice that on the front of the desk, there are 2 numbers. Each student is given a number. And that is what I call their storage area. My students are in 5th grade, so I'm trying to groom them for middle school. So I teach them to not leave things inside their desk. So where do they store their things? They store these in these lovely boxes that Lois got me from my Amazon wish list. So these came from Amazon.com. And believe it or not, no, I'm not being paid, but Amazon, maybe you should, because I mention your name a lot. But I really appreciate Lois and everybody else who gave me things from my Amazon wish list. So they keep their books inside these little storage bins, which are numbered. And that's how we keep track of their textbooks. Their hardcover books are on the shelf down there. Gotta fix those. Down the shelf down below. And they are pretty much trained to not leave things inside their desks. Because when you get to middle school, you aren't allowed to leave things inside the teacher's classroom. You have a locker and you are responsible for being organized and not leaving things behind. So this is that area for where student books are stored. Not sure if anybody has an accelerated reading program, but this is where I keep my AR folders. And if you're interested in this checklist, because you do use the accelerated reader, so I give the students a goal that corresponds to their reading level, and then they keep track of books they've read throughout the school year and the quizzes that they've taken. So if you're interested in having that little chart, just comment your email and I'll give it to you. This is something I've done for a few years. It's just a geography question of the day. And if the students want to earn a sticker in their agenda, because the stickers in my class are like money, they can answer the geography question of the day and they'll earn a sticker in which they could use to buy things. Back here is where we'll have like most of our small group learning sessions. Also, students are free to sit at this table at any time they want. There's my cute little bulletin board. I gotta print new pictures out when CVS has them at 10 cents each. But that's my beautiful little girl. Bulletin board there. And there's a really cool newspaper article that they wrote about me, a good spread in the Burlington County Times for earning the title of Burlington County Teacher of the Year. So back here I keep a wall of punctuation. These are the punctuation marks that my students are responsible for using because I've taught them the appropriate use for them. Oh, there's a note from Brandon. Hi, today is a great day. Students know they can post things that they think are important for others to read about here. So that was from Nathan to his classmates. This is my bulletin board, which I'm probably getting ready to change, but this is how we started the school year. I asked them to write character traits about themselves or describing words, adjectives, and this is what they came up with. So I really love the tissue paper borders, and that's my bulletin board that started off the school year, which I'm getting ready to change. So the back of the room is pretty blank on the back wall because this is where throughout the school year I will fill the back wall with classroom anchor charts. So there's nothing there yet because we're still building our classroom anchor charts. This year my school is lucky. We're one-to-one with iPads, or I should say blessed. One-to-one with iPads. So there's our iPad cart on my teacher books. And classroom expectations, which the students came up with these on their own. Maybe I'll do a video about classroom expectations and the whole lesson of positive and negative consequences. There's my cute little baby. And mommy's desk. And this is a different placement from last year. If you're interested, you can go and watch the video from last year. So in the closet are my math station bins. Some people call them centers. I call them learning stations. And all the classroom community materials. If you teach Go Math, or you teach from Go Math, I should say, it's all math. You know what the decimal number line is. A new decimal number line. Homework bingo is something that maybe you may or may not use. I've done this since I've been teaching too. Every time the kids do their homework, they put their initials in a number and a letter. And once they fill up a line, then we use Smart Notebook. If you want that, I'll email it to you. Generator to generate a cell. Then if your initials are in that cell, then you get to pick a prize from the prize box. There's my sticker incentives, because I told you the stickers in my classroom are like money. I put them in their agendas as a trick to get them to hold on to their agenda and to bring it every day, because if they don't have their agendas, they can't earn stickers. So none of my students lose their agenda books. Every morning we do a morning meeting, and if you're going to be at the New Jersey Education Association Teachers Convention, NJEA, I am going to be teaching a workshop. It's called For the Hearts of Our Youth, Reaching Our Most At-Risk Students, and I'm going to talk about how I use the morning meeting in my classroom. So this is my classroom this year. Smart board, which I'm blessed to have. I just got it. If you're wondering and you're thinking, man, there's a lot of blank spaces on her walls, I don't like to put up any posters without teaching from them first. So I like for the posters to be meaningful and not just decoration. So I always teach from the posters first before I hang things up. So that way they become a resource for the students instead of just clutter or decoration on the wall. So there is my classroom. All right, guys, if you have any questions, please let me know. Please subscribe to the channel and share the video, please. Love you all.